Good morning. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. We're on day 29 of 30 days of garden produce recipes. I'm finally getting that right after all this time. We're going to start out with old-fashioned bread and butter pickles. I make these all the time. They're very easy to make, and they're good. So you just take your cucumbers, onions, and then you make your brine. Add your seasonings and so forth. You put everything in a large, you put cucumbers and onions included, everything, in a large saucepan. You cook it for 20 minutes. You start timing when you turn the burner on, not when it starts boiling or anything like that, but when you actually turn the burner on. Back in the hot sterilized jars, and you seal. That's all there is to it. I usually water bath maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you don't have to. This is my recipe that I use for years and years and years, and I don't really even know where it came from. My mother, maybe. My mother-in-law. It's an old recipe, okay? And we can also do this with the young, straight-neck yellow squash. Or I would assume we could probably do it with zucchini too. Anyway, that's my first recipe. Old-fashioned bread and butter pickles. And like I said, I make these every year. And I have made them for years and years and years. Next one. Cheesy zucchini casserole. You knew you couldn't get away from casserole, didn't you? This one actually uses processed American cheese, and I'm always looking for recipes like this because I have a lot of American cheese, processed American cheese. Since I get what we call senior box here, and it's a USDA commodity box, I always get cheese. And my son works in a milk factory, a cheese factory, and he makes American cheese. And he says that's about all they've been making lately because the government has been ordering all the American cheese. But anyway, this is, you cut your zucchini, you cook it until it's healed, until it's tender, and then you drain it, add your cheese and butter, salt and pepper. You melt, stir it until the cheese is melted, and then you put it in a baking dish, a greased baking dish, and sprinkle the crackers on top, and bake at 400 for 10 or 15 years. 15 minutes, all right? It would be something else if we baked it for 15 years, right? Wow. Anyway, 10 to 15 minutes, and it will be lightly brown and be a little bit bubbly. Okay, that's your cheesy zucchini casserole. The next one. Saucy scalloped potatoes. You know, we're coming to potato, where the potatoes are coming to. And this one is, I believe, a slow cooker one. Yep, a crock pot recipe. So you can start these in the morning, and they will be ready for you when you come home at night. And it will be a full meal. All you'd have to do is add a sauce, salad, or some bread, fresh bread, and you've got it made. 4 cups of thinly sliced peeled potatoes, 1 cup of cream of celery or cream of mushroom soup. And by the way, I have coming up, I don't know when, but before we get done here, I have a cream of soup base that you can make yourself. And it will save a lot of money. You just keep it in your cupboard, and whenever you need it, you pull it out and cook it and make it whatever you want. Celery, chicken, mushroom. You just add whatever you need to make the soup. That'll be coming up in a couple of days, I believe. Okay. So you, and then evaporated milk. I don't know if you use, I would say you could use any kind of milk. This one uses evaporated milk, but you could use any kind of milk, I'm assuming. Your onion sliced, butter, salt, pepper. and your ham. And you first put it in the oven, in the slow cooker with potatoes, the soup, evaporated milk, and all that. You mix it well, and then you cook it on high for 1 minute, and then you stir in the ham, and you reduce the heat to low and cook it for 6 to 8 minutes, or 6 to 8 hours. My mind just is not working today. Okay, 6 to 8 hours. Or until the potatoes are tender. It's a crock pot one. Something you put on in your crock pot and you walk away and forget about it, and it's ready for you in 8-9 hours. Next one, slow cook veggies. This is another one that is in the crock pot. And you take out your veggies, you cut them up, your celery, your carrots, tomatoes, onions, green beans, green peppers, and all that. And you put them all in the veggies, all in the slow cooker. You combine your butter, your tapioca, sugar, salt, if you want it, and pepper. And you pour that out over the vegetables, and you mix it well, and you cook, and you cover and cook on low for 7 to 8 hours, or until the veggies is tender. You serve it with a slotted spoon, and this recipe says to use 1 cup servings, and so that would be a double serving of vegetables for you. Okay, that's a good one, and especially since we've got everything available right now from our gardens. It's an inexpensive one. Okay, Summer's Bounty Soup. This is another slow cooker one. Your tomatoes, potatoes, green beans, zucchini, yellow squash, carrots, celery, eggplant. This one has got mushrooms, onions, minced parsley, free garlic and herb, salt-free garlic and herb seasoning. I am not quite sure what we do. I just use garlic powder and throw in some thyme and some rosemary is what I do. And then you 4 cups of V8 juice. When I make a lot of these soups, I usually use a lot of tomato juice or V8 juice, just simply because then I'm adding more nutrients to it. You place it all in a slow cooker, you cover, and you cook on low for 7 or 8 hours until the veggies are tender. This would need absolutely nothing with it except some crusty bread. Okay, there's your recipe for that. Most of these recipes I have are simple. This one, the most work would be required would be to get the vegetables ready for you. But otherwise, then you just put it in a slow cooker, and you have it ready when you walk out the door, and you have it ready 7 or 8 hours later when you walk in from work, and it's done. If you prepare these vegetables the night before, then all you have to do is throw them in the crock pot, and it's even simpler. Okay, so then you don't have to get up early in the morning to do these vegetables. The next one, lemon red peppers. This is an easy one. This is also a slow cooker one, crock pot one. And you take your medium red potatoes, you cut a strip of peeling from the middle of each potato. You place the potatoes and water in a slow cooker, and you cover and cook on a high for 2.5 to 3 hours. Don't overcook the potatoes, but make sure the potatoes get tender. You drain it all. Then you combine your butter, lemon juice, parsley, and chives, and mix it well. Pour it over your potatoes and toss the coat, and you season with salt and pepper. That's all you do, and then you serve. It's a simple recipe, very simple recipe, and something that if you have a big family coming or a big family gathering, and your stoves are loaded down, or you need more space, this would be a good recipe to do. All right, my last recipe. I stuck this one in because everybody needs something sweet, don't we? And I'm hoping most of you would have this on your pantry shelves, in your stockpile. So we give you something sweet. 2 cups of milk, a package of instant chocolate pudding, a can of cherry pie filling, and 2 cups of whipped topping. You know, you can make your own whipped topping. They've got Dream Whip. You can make it with the evaporated milk. Yeah, and you can make, in fact, you can make your own cream by adding butter to your milk. So it would be easy to make the topping, the whipped topping. It doesn't have to be bought. You can go for yourself. All right, you beat the milk and the pudding. Mix for 2 minutes or until smooth. You let it stand until it thickened, about another 2 minutes. You stir in your pie filling and your whipped topping, and you put it in your individual dessert dishes. That's all there is to it. Simple. It's something sweet and kind of a comfort food because it's got your chocolate pudding and it got your cherry pie filling. That's it for day 29 of the 30-day garden produce recipes. We'll see you later, and God bless you. Bye-bye.